Los Angeles Clippers have hit the pause button on the James Harden trade talks. That's right, the blockbuster trade everyone was talking about might not happen after all. We'll explore the reasons behind this decision and what it means for the Clippers and the league. But that's not all. In a clash of opinions, LeBron James and coach Darvin Ham seem to be at odds regarding LeBron's playing time. Can the Lakers find a balance between managing LeBron's minutes and maximizing his impact on the court? It's a debate you won't want to miss. And if that's not enough, Charles Barkley throws shade at the Golden State Warriors, declaring them the worst team in California. Is this a harsh reality check for the Warriors, or is there more to the story? We'll break down the arguments on both sides. The NBA season is off to an explosive start, and we're here to unravel the drama, analyze the decisions, and keep you informed. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this video with your fellow basketball enthusiasts. The NBA never sleeps, and neither do we. Let's get started. The most complicated soap opera of the offseason will drag on into the NBA season. The trade of star James Harden to the Los Angeles Clippers, for now, will not happen. According to Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN, the Angelina team decided to halt negotiations with the Philadelphia 76ers for the star. There is no forecast, in principle, for the resumption of conversations. As the regular season begins, the Clippers will pull back on their efforts to bring in James. So, everything is at a standstill for the foreseeable future. They talked for months with the Sixers, made their best offer, but it didn't happen. Therefore, the intention now is to evaluate how the team starts the year with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George healthy, said the experienced reporter. During the off-season, there was speculation that the Californians had given up on acquiring Harden. This was not the case then or now. Wojnarowski believes that, first and foremost, interest in the point guard remains in Los Angeles. But for now, the franchise needs to understand its competitive situation before carrying out negotiations. Everything remains open, to summarize. The team should explore this exchange again in the future. However, they already know that they are the only ones interested in the business at this moment. It was the only team that actually made an offer for James. Therefore, they will not enter into an auction against themselves. Increasing the proposal for the Sixers doesn't make any sense, explained the journalist. The Clippers and Sixers have been negotiating a trade for Harden since the beginning of the off-season, but face big differences. The biggest impasse is the inclusion of Terrence Mann. Philadelphia's management will not give up on acquiring the athlete, while the Angelinos see him as untouchable. So, how to get out of this point? For analyst Bob Myers, also from ESPN, only the progress of the season can force concessions. The people in Los Angeles don't need to offer more, as they've been talking for months and nothing has changed. The season has started, and as a result, this team needs to move forward. Nothing is going to change. What could change is one of these teams losing 4 games in a row, for example. Suddenly, they find themselves in the situation of needing to do something. So, explained the former president of the Golden State Warriors. No one knows how Daryl Morey plans to handle the situation now. But, in Myers' view, the path lies in listening to those who matter most. If I'm a Sixers executive, I go to Joel Embiid and ask him what he wants. And if you want James to come back, so be it. I do whatever the stars want, as they are more important to the team than me, he summarized. Without the Clippers in the running, the Sixers should have no trade prospects for James Harden in the coming weeks. The point guard did not train last week, but returned to play. The franchise did not accept it and, therefore, decided to remove him. We don't know what will happen now, but one thing is certain, it won't get better or easier for anyone. The scenario only gets worse. The Angelinos moved away, so it's time for the Sixers to assess the situation. It may be, after all, that they have already received the best possible offer on the market for James. The games will speed up now and, to make matters worse, the player only has a contract until the end of the season. In other words, why pay more for an athlete who has fewer and fewer games to offer me, concluded Wojnarowski. Now let's talk about LeBron James. In their season opener, the Los Angeles Lakers lost 119-107 to the Denver Nuggets. One of the main points of the confrontation was the limitation on LeBron James' court time placed by coach Darvin Ham. While the coach says that the star playing less than 30 minutes per game could become something constant, the 38-year-old veteran states that he wants to play the maximum as possible. It will be a day-by-day process, analyzing how he feels and communicating with the team's medical team. We'll see. Probably so, said Darvin Ham about LeBron James playing between 28 and 30 minutes per game. In Denver, the coach left LeBron on the court for just 29 minutes. The star averaged 35.5 minutes on the court over 55 games last season. The time mark was the second highest in his 5 years with the Lakers. Therefore, he found it strange to be resting for so long. I always want to be on the court, especially when I feel like we could win or I think I could impact the game, James said. But this is the system in place and I will follow it. The Lakers were 20 points behind on the scoreboard during the first half, but managed to reduce the lead and get back into the game. The possibility of winning, combined with the mockery of the Denver fans, left the star visibly angry while he was on the bench. It's normal to mix your emotions in the game and want to play for long periods, Ham said. But to be effective, you have to start thinking about how long your periods on the court will be. LeBron had 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists against the Nuggets. His success rate was 63%, making 10 of the 16 field goals he attempted. He was the team's main player, so he had a plus-minus of 7.0, while the team had minus 12.0. When asked how he would maintain his impact with less time on the court, LeBron sounded confident. Even with the defeat, he believes he played a good game. Apart from the fact that we didn't win, I believe my individual performance was productive. I had no turnovers. I like that more than anything else, concluded the star. The Golden State Warriors certainly didn't have the start to the season they dreamed of. The team even staged a good reaction in the second half, but lost to the Phoenix Suns in front of San Francisco fans. It was a bad result, since the squad sees itself as a contender for the title. However, for Charles Barkley, the Warriors need a reality check as a team. Golden State is the 4th best team in California right now. In other words, the worst of them. After all, old players don't get better. They just get older. I don't like the future of this cast. They had excellent seasons and, certainly, it is a great organization. But the Clippers, Lakers, and Sacramento are much superior today, said the controversial TNT commentator. Barkley's comment actually came before the Warriors' debut. It was not, then, an analysis of performance against the Suns. The team was missing Draymond Green, but, on the other hand, star Bradley Beal also did not play. After the duel, the former player was even more thoughtful in his assessment. The veteran's main argument, however, did not change a word. The difference in the match was that Phoenix is a title contender. They are up there with Denver, for example. Golden State, meanwhile, is not. I even think they will have a very solid season, but nothing close to competing for championships. This is an older cast. I'm not disrespecting you, because it's simply a fact, said the Hall of Famer. Shaquille O'Neal's view of the Warriors team, in principle, is not as critical as Charles Barkley's. The bench colleague does not see the 2022 champions as being so far from the main candidates for the title. However, on Chris Paul's official debut, the former player pointed out a worrying issue. He didn't like the pace of play by Coach Steve Kerr's men against the Suns. There is something that we don't usually see in this team, and, at first, it worries me. So much so that I even mentioned it to Charles during the match. Golden State would get a rebound, pass it to Chris, and he would dribble for about 14 seconds. This is certainly not natural. This team became known because the ball doesn't stay still. But today, I felt like it stayed, observed the legendary pivot. O'Neal understands that Chris Paul's arrival implies a major adaptation, as does Green's absence. However, it is a problem that deserves some attention. Chris spent a lot of time with the ball, so I agree that there are still adjustments to be made. They must run more and the ball needs to move, because this is Golden State basketball, he added. A defeat in the season opener, first of all, is not what a team expects in any competition. But on a positive note, the Warriors were competitive defensively even without Green. And that's a reason for great optimism in Kerr's view, especially because the coach understands that this team is far from its peak and will only find it with the power forward on the court. I have a clear vision of what our team can accomplish this season, and therefore, I guarantee that we will not reach our potential in the first game. We're not at the stage we want to be at, after all. We're going to be much better in a couple of months, but that doesn't mean we can't start the year well. We have to remain competitive while Draymond is away, reflected the coach. And thus, we conclude our round of news for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any NBA news. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter as well. as we provide updates throughout the day over there. Now, at the end, YouTube will be recommending some videos from our channel, so go ahead and watch them all. Until the next video, peace to all.